Hi, y'all. My name's Leanne. And first and foremost, let me just say that I am way out of my comfort zone here. So just kind of bear with me if I start rambling or whatever. But anyway, I feel like I needed to put this dream out there because it's different than all the other dreams, rapture dreams that I've seen on YouTube in the past several months. But typically the rapture dreams that I've been seeing on there are people saying that they see Jesus come down, or they see a bright white light, or they hear a trumpet, and then everybody just starts floating up and flying up to the clouds to meet Jesus. My dream didn't come to me like that. It came to me more like a parable, how Jesus spoke in the Bible. And I feel that this dream is really significant because rarely, if ever, do I ever remember my dreams. And then when I woke up from this dream, it just seemed so real. And I remembered the details so well that I didn't even write this dream down for several days, maybe a couple of weeks. And I thought about this dream every day. So I know it came from God because for a few months afterwards, I was just getting little confirmations here and there. So anyway, I had the dream on September 9th or 10th. Can't remember the exact date, but it was the 9th or the 10th of September 2020. And like I said, I never really intended to put this out there. But my husband was telling me that he thinks that I needed to put it out there. Because I think it's, kind of one of those rapture warning dreams. Giving me information for myself, but also information for other people that may not be ready. So anyway, but my dream started off that it was me, my husband John, and there were 3 other women in the dream that I know for sure. We were all gathered together in this one house. Inside the house, it didn't seem like it had really any rooms. It was more like an open building, or I don't really know how to describe it. And it was real bright inside, kind of white, more white than anything. I don't really remember any other colors in there besides it just being bright. But anyway, we were all just it was like a meeting place for us, I guess you would say. It seemed like this place belonged to all of us as a group, where we would come to meet and talk about things. But then we all had our own separate houses as well. And so this particular day, we were meeting to discuss going home. And so as we were discussing going home, one of the ladies said, "Well, I'm not going. I want to stay here." And then she left, and she went back to her home that she had by herself. And so as we continued to talk, another lady said that she wanted to go, but she needed to run home to get some things. So she left, and I have notes that's sitting here in front of me so I don't leave anything out. So if you see me looking down, that's what I'm doing. So anyway, this lady left to go back to her house to get whatever things she needed to get, and that she said she would be back soon. So she left, and so that just left me and my husband John and the other lady. Well, all of these ladies that were there, in the dream I knew who they were. I knew them really well, but I don't remember their faces or anything like that. In real life, I don't know who they were, and I can't even tell you what they look like. But so as we were waiting on the other lady that went home to get some things, it seemed like it was taking her a little while, and I guess I was getting frustrated, and it seemed like that the earth wasn't our home, and we were just ready to go home. And it seemed like that we had been on earth for years, living our life like we're doing now. So as we waited on the other lady to come back, I just got more and more frustrated, it seemed like, and on one of the walls, seemed like there was an instrument panel, kind of like you would see in an airplane, I guess. And then on that same wall, there was a big red button. I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 inches in diameter, if I had to guess. And out beside that big red button was like a digital clock, but it was just blank. It was just black. There were no numbers on it. Like it wasn't even on. So anyway, as I grew more and more frustrated and tired of waiting on her, I just said, kind of in a strong voice, I'm ready to go home. So I reached up and I hit the button. And when I hit the button, the digital clock came on, and the numbers that came up were 5 minutes. And I'm pretty sure it was a countdown clock. I don't really remember seeing it starting to count down, but I knew in the dream that it was a countdown clock. So when I saw the 5 minutes come up, I started panicking, because when I hit the button, I thought we were probably going to have like 30 minutes before we went home. So I started panicking because I knew that the lady that went home to get some things, she wasn't going to make it back. There was no time for her to get back. And none of us could go get her, because if we left, then we wouldn't make it back. And we were ready to go. So, anyway, I guess after the 5 minutes counting down, then all of a sudden the house we were in, it kind of lifted up out of the ground. And I knew in my mind, in my dream, that we were on a spaceship, and we were leaving to go home. And as the house lifted up, me and my husband John and the other lady that stayed there with us, we all went to, there was a really big window that you could stand in and look out. So we were all standing at that window, and it was like the house slash spaceship took us up and kind of flew us over the one lady's house that went home to get some things. And we didn't see her anywhere. So she must have still been inside the house. And then the next thing, it flew us over to the other lady's house. It flew us over her house, and she was sitting on her front porch, and we were waving bye to her, and she was waving back. And it was like the house was taking us to these places to say goodbye. And it kind of flew us around. It was like a little town that we lived in. And so it was like it was flying us around that little town so we could see it one last time before we went home. So, and I do remember that the time of day was like the sun hadn't quite come up yet. It was getting daylight, and the sky was beautiful. It had the gorgeous colors on the horizon, like you would see when, just before the sun comes up in the morning. It was like a crystal clear day. The sky was blue, and it was just super clear. And I remember the trees were all green. The plants were all green. I almost want to say that it looked to be like maybe late spring, maybe early summer, but I would lean more towards late spring. But anyway, after that, it's like then we just left, I guess. Went home. And that's when I woke up. So when I woke up, I immediately thought to myself, what the heck was that about? And then immediately after I had that thought, then I heard this voice in my spirit say, "It's sooner than you think." And I immediately got the chills and knew that was God telling me that we were going home really soon, and it's a lot sooner than I was thinking it was going to be. I've always thought that it was going to be in my lifetime. But in the last several years, I've been thinking that, maybe it's going to be, I don't know, 5 to 15 years from now. Well, and I started thinking that a few years ago. So when I heard that voice say it's sooner than you think, I took that as it was really, really, really soon. And because if you think about it, 5 minutes isn't a very long time. If you set a clock for 5 minutes and you have something in the oven, before you know it, that 5 minutes is up. So, yeah, I think God was just telling me that it's going to be soon. And then throughout the next few months after that dream, I didn't quite know what the whole dream meant right away. I just knew that that 5 minutes was significant for how soon he's coming. And so later through the next couple of months, I got clarity on the other parts of the dream. And I'm pretty sure that the spaceship part has something to do with the Great Deception after the rapture. I mean, there's lots of talk going on that the Great Deception is going to be that after we're raptured, they're going to be telling everybody that UFOs came and abducted us. And I think that was God's way of telling me, confirming to me that UFOs are going to be the Great Deception. And that's significant too, because at the time I had this dream, I wasn't watching anything on TV about Rapture. I wasn't hearing anything about UFOs, anything like that. It wasn't until just maybe the last couple of months that I really started seeing things about UFOs and people talking about the Great Deception being aliens were going to abduct us. So I think that was really significant because I had no idea that they were even talking about UFOs being the Great Deception. And then the part where the women leave that house and go back to their own homes here. The first lady, this was all cleared up just here recently for me, within the last month, because I think about this dream every day. And but the first lady that went home, and she said she didn't want to go, she wanted to stay here. I think she represented, no, I know she represents the people that just reject God. They don't care about going to heaven. They like their life here, and they like doing things on their own, so they don't want to go. They're going to be left behind because they just reject God. So the second lady that left and went back to her house to get some things, she represents the people that think they're ready. They think they're saved, but they're really not. So they're going to miss it. So, and then me and John and the other lady, we represented the people who are ready. And we're prepared and we're watching for Jesus to come back. And because he said he's coming back soon. He told me verbatim, it's sooner than you think. And in the last month or so, I've heard that same phrase a few times. So that kind of was like a confirmation for me too, that other people have heard that same voice, the same phrase. It's sooner than you think. So if you're listening to this and you're not saved, or you think you're saved, you think you're prepared for Jesus to come back, just examine your heart. Make sure you're right with God, because you don't want to be left behind. So anyway, just please make sure you're ready. Anyway, thanks for listening. If I have any more dreams, maybe I'll put them out there. I don't know. I'll pray about it if I do. But anyway, so just please get ready because he is coming soon. Thanks. Y'all have a blessed day.